What is up, guys? This is it. It's here. It's finally happening, and, I can't believe it. It's Ziggy here, guys. The Force will be with us all today. August 4th, 6 p.m. I will be uploading to my Snapchat and Instagram story the second this is out, so you guys can see it. And we're here. The fan fiction. I got you guys on the mouse pad with Kylo Ren and the 2 stormtroopers. Empire. Yeah, buddies. Henry, my man. Thank you, dude. Before we get started here, I just want to say, guys, thank you for the amazing support. And this is all because of you guys. It's all because of you, and you kept me going. And this took me a pretty long time. I'd say about 3.5, almost 4 weeks to a month now. And the last fan fiction was in July. It was What If Yoda Fought Vader in Empire Strikes Back, and you guys like that one. If you like this, let me know if you want a part 2. But anyways, here we go. And huge shout out to Henry. You are the man, the myth, and the living legend. I'll put all his links in the description. For privacy, I'll just put his name. I'll say @Henry Shoka, and then I'll put all his social media if you guys want to go follow him and check him out. But without further ado, let's get straight into that video. Alright, so what if Darth Plageuis came back to life and fought Darth Sidious, aka the Emperor Palpatine, and Darth Tyranus Dooku on Mustafar? Here we go. We all start out looking over the planet Mustafar. We get a short glimpse of the lava on the remote system, then we immediately see a short glimpse of Palpatine and Dooku in the Emperor's starfighter, flying closer and closer to the surface. They're on a mission to find Dooku's lightsaber and to get revenge on the Separatist leaders that stole it from Tyrannus in a face-off. He lost the battle, so they took the Sith Lord's weapon, and he is mad, furious. The Sith Lord's weapon, reasoning sense that he needs the sword to fight the Jedi scum in the Republic. In these desperate times, as we get a shot and look very closely inside the cockpit of the ship, we see Tyrannus and Sidious in their robes, sitting there in all of their glory, knowing they are the most powerful Sith Lords in the galaxy, or at least they thought. So, as they land on the planet near the flaming, fiery, explosive rock, there's a shot getting too close to it. They must hop out of the ship, and as they do, they find themselves walking on a clean path downwards alongside a riverbank full of gushing, sparky lava, flying around everywhere, in the sky by none other than Darth Vader's castle. It was humongous as they both took a few steps back to observe the castle more carefully. They now notice unlimited supplies of the lava and molten rock running down the sides of the castle. As they finally reach the all-time ultimate entrance, they are not able to automatically enter the castle. They notice a transcript written on the wall in hieroglyphics. Palpatine knows what must be done. Palpatine grabs a little pocket knife from his cloaked black robes and slices his palm. Being the only heir to the throne besides Kylo and Vader, he puts his hand up to the camera and lets his blood drip down in the glass pallet. The door opens slowly, as they both proceed closer and closer to what they seek within Darth Vader's castle. Darth Sidious and his daring apprentice Darth Tyranus by his side walk into the castle of Vader's lair, and they look down the room, and multiple swords of fire on the wall all around them. In less than a second, they all go out into the cave from an unknown force, as there's pure silence for more than several seconds. Then Tyrannus points out to his master that in the right corner there were yellow cracked lightsaber crystals scattered alongside the cave, just lying there on the floor. They were wondering and thinking to themselves as Vader says, "How is this possible?" Palpatine knew that these were the most rare and legendary kyber crystals in the galaxy, besides the Darksaber, of course, which was taken from a fallen Jedi who got murdered by one of the Death Watch members, plus the Mandalorians in Pre Vizsla, head of Death Watch, now owns the weapon for himself. After gaining the sword from being passed down generation to generation from his ancestors in the times of the Old Republic more than 4,000 years ago, now Palpatine and Tyrannus are a lot more anxious about the situation of what's going on here. And the only person who knows anything about all of this and who stole Darksabers was none other than the Sith Lord Darth Plageuis the Wise. Palpatine now knew about the living force, the wills coming alive. Tyrannus' voice tightened on the yoke. "Explain, my master." "Dooku, we must keep moving quickly through the cave, my apprentice." Tyrannus disagreed very quickly, but didn't fight. Henceforth, Sidious's power and his minded larger view of the Force that he was embraced through all of his training, Dooku knew something very huge and unexpected was about to happen. Sidious tried to prepare for this very moment. Out of all the years of his Sith training to overcome what is to come, Sidious knew it was something, definitely a living being. When Sidious finally came to his senses, he says to his young apprentice, Tyrannus, someone or something is clouding my mind in view of judgment. Dooku hesitated for a minute and said to Palpatine, Master, we must trace/find this loose end and eliminate it. Sidious couldn't agree more with him, and they trusted each other too for any circumstances or any situations at any time. Knowing of this unknown presence, searching for nothing, none other than the Force to rely on during these various mysterious times. Within the castle on Mustafar, they now both know that the stakes were never higher, and then Tyrannus turned around and immediately found Sidious gasping for air. Palpatine felt a presence he has not felt since Master. Immediately, he regains consciousness and oxygen, O2, trying to think how could Plageuis be alive. Then he knew and remembered the old saying he could save others from death, but not himself. If you guys were in English class this year, that was in my episode 3 book report. Anyway. Or could he now, knowing this was true Palpatine, lit his lightsaber and quickly walked down the cave with Tyrannus by his side. Scared for his life right now, knowing that his former master is back for revenge, justice, and equality in the order of the Sith. As they kept on moving farther and farther down the cave, they came to a stop, hearing two voices going back and forth from each other. Within the passageway, they saw Plagueis and his wife Varuna on their bed, kissing each other, grabbing different body parts, about to have sex with one another, confessing all of their feelings to each other, are interrupted by Palpatine saying these exact words, "Hello, Master, it's been a while." Plagueis, still kissing his loving wife Varuna, now knows that this is serious. He has a spaceship in the docking bay, saying, Varuna, get to the ship and get out of here now and leave this system. I love you, my sweet Varuna. I hope we meet again. They're here to kill me, and I'll show you Sidious. Goodbye, Varuna. Until next time, my love. Plagueis says, may the dark side will always be with you, my love. Goodbye, Sidious. Goodbye. Sidious, Tyrannus, good to see you both of you again. Yes, my old master, I killed you myself. And being the most powerful Sith ever alive again in the galaxy, Dooku immediately uses Force Lightning, trying to shock Plagueis within the lightning, puts his hand out in front of him, just like Yoda did against Dooku in their duel. The lightning hits Plagueis' hand on his lightning. It hits the ceiling, then falls on top of Dooku, almost crushing him to death. Sidious throws his old master into the wall behind him, knocking him unconscious for several whole seconds. Immediately after that happens, Count Dooku, another Dark Lord of the Sith, is moved to safety by his master Sidious. Then Plagueis immediately stands up, towering over everyone. He is furious, using the Force to summon his double-bladed curved red lightsaber, activating it, throwing it at Lord Sidious to try to defeat his attacks. By every single second passing by them, Sidious does a 360-degree vertical front flip towards him in the air, swinging his red lightsaber, defending himself, and Dooku's powers are no match for Darth Plageuis, the Dark Lord of the Sith. Sidious stuck most of the rocks and pulled them all down from the ceiling, and legit almost falls on top of Plageuis, crushing him to death. Almost on a stone table, then he puts a force shield around him. Then Dooku activates his curved red lightsaber and slashes all the rocks and boulders. Then Plagueis says, you've trained him well, I see, Lord Sidious. You have trained him well, I see. Sidious is so mad right now that he could almost choke him to death, immediately being filled with so much rage and anger, hatred, most importantly. He knew what he was about to do. Sidious tried to give Tyrannus some encouraging words for one last stand against the Dark Lord of the Sith. He knows what must be done to ultimately achieve victory over the Dark Lord Sidious. Tries to read and see into his mind, but he hesitates, resisting the darkness of Plagueis, his former master, he, the apprentice. Sidious thought of something which was to never attempt to do, but if done, it could lead to ultimate defeat and increase the enemy's powers, taking some of yours away even. Palpatine said to Tyrannus, we're going to change his use, our Force Lightning, and combine it with his, to try and overthrow him, because I'm all out of ideas, my apprentice. They both activate all three Force Lightning, run towards him, both Force Lightning, run towards him, and then shoot all three lightning bolts at his Hall of Lightning. Plagueis had created, he knew, 3 every move, and could overthrow it. Sidious knew this very moment with all the absolute power within him, and his apprentice had inside themselves. 3 There, acknowledging the fact of the dark side, that all the lightning in the cave where the three of them were standing, all the power from the three most powerful beings ever within the galaxy, the three side lightning shields between the three of them became two, and so unstable it exploded, leaving everyone inside the cave room got flown into the wall. Sidious, Tyrannus, and Plageuis were all fine, Tyrannus limping on his left foot and leg for a short period of time after the occurring incident. Plageuis distracted them both very heavily. He seized an open moment to use and strike, and uses force speed to dash over to Tyrannus and slices off his right arm and smashes his lightsaber in half using the force. Sidious says in a frightened voice, perhaps, Tyrannus, Sidious, drained more than ever, uses the force to throw Plageuis into the wall, sealing the cave, preventing any more further battle between the three of them. Sidious tells Tyrannus to take his lightsaber, and they will repair it together. When they arrive back home in their hidden base on Coruscant, he says to Dooku, "Our plan has failed. We will kill him one day, my young apprentice. There will be another opportunity." The end. That is it, guys. That is the true and full revealed piece here. That is it. That is the fan fiction. It was let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 pages long, guys. If you enjoyed that fan fiction, let me know by smashing a like on this video and comment in the comments if you want a part 2. Guys, I am so excited. I truly hope you all enjoyed. This was amazing, and to write it in fully in my point of view and perspective, to share it with you guys and all the fans is amazing. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate it, dude, for the great ideas. You helped it. You made the fan fiction be what it is today. So let me know if you want a part 2, and I'll get straight to work on that for you guys. And don't forget, Last Jedi fan fiction is coming up. There's going to be 4 parts of that. After the first part, let me know if you want a part 2. I know people are going to, especially Matthew. Shout out to Matt Packa for the support, by the way. And all of you guys, from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. You guys mean the world to me. Yeah, that is the fan fiction. It's amazing. I can't even put it into words. It took a long time, and the work and the effort, man. The Kickstarters, the photos, dude. The support on the Instagram, guys. Just thank you, man. Thank you so much. Guys, huge shout out to Henry. I'll put all his stuff in the description. Until next time, I'm going to be signing off here. But until next time, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember, from Kylo and his fellow troopers, the Force will be with you always. Until next time, guys, peace!